Hello dear student, this side Ashish Singh, your chemistry faculty. Dear student, today we are going to discuss the grand test 7 question paper. Okay, so according to me, if we are going to discuss the difficulty level of the question paper, so it is the easy to moderate question paper. Okay, so without wasting the time, we are going to start the question paper solution. So here in question number first, what is given? Arrange the hydride of group 15 in the correct order of reducing nature. So one point we have to know, especially for the group 15, if we are moving from top to bottom, so definitely reducing nature is going to increase. Okay, so here according to this first point is correct. You can write only one point here. What point is important? We are knowing reducing property, reducing nature. Okay, if I am going to write the reducing nature, okay, so this one is basically going to increase if we are moving from top to bottom side. Please remember this one. This is one of the important point, that one we have to know. Okay, after that I am coming the second question. See the second question here. Assertion A, oxygen does not exhibit oxidation number more than +2 in its compound. Okay, reason R, oxygen is the most electronegative element in 16th group. Okay, so here just only one point, both statement is not alternatively suitable with each other. Okay, it is not more suitable with each other. So basically if I am talking about the oxygen, so oxygen generally showing the -2 oxidation number, +2 and -1, all these condition, in only exceptional cases it is possible. Okay, in all the condition it is not possible. Please remember this one. And oxygen is the most electronegative element in group 16th, it is okay. This statement also it is correct. But this reason, if we are going to discuss, R is not the proper correct explanation for A. Okay, so here we are going to check the option. Both A and R are the correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Completely wrong. Okay, this is wrong only. Both A and R correct only, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Yes, this is the correct statement. So this one we have to select. Okay, so option number second one is the correct option of this question. Okay, so third one, if I am coming here, so in this question what is given? Select the correct order against the property of indicated. Okay, whatever the property is given here, if we are going to compare all the properties and just opposite property, opposite order, which one is given, just opposite order we have to identify here. Okay, so in this condition, thermal stability, it is basically depending upon the bond dissociation energy. Okay, it is basically depending upon the bond dissociation energy. Okay, please know this one. This is basically depending upon the bond dissociation energy. So definitely if I am going to check here, HF, this is a smaller size only, yes or not? A small size. So if the small size are there, so definitely this one having a more bond dissociation energy. Yes, because size is small, bond length is very smaller only, yes or not? So this order is completely wrong. If I am coming here, boiling point, yes, van der Waals force increases by increasing the size. So this order is correct. Okay, acidic nature basically depending upon the ease of hydrogen removal. Okay, it is depending upon the ease of H plus removal, correct or not? So this is depending upon the H plus removal condition. So this order also wrong, because we have to follow this order, this side we have to move. Okay, if I am coming here, this reactivity also wrong. Why? Because reactivity order this F2Cl2 Br2 and I2. Okay, so this order we have to follow. So this is the reactivity order. Okay, so this reactivity order is totally wrong. So if we are going to discuss, so just only correct statement, second one only is the correct statement, which one is the boiling point. Okay, why? What is the reason behind that? Because we are knowing by increasing the size of the atom, van der Waals force is also going to increase, and as well as the boiling point also going to increase. Okay, please remember this one. So only second one is the correct statement of this question. Okay, now I am coming here, next question, match the following. Okay, so here match the following, what we have to do? If I am basically taking here, helium is given, neon is given, argon is given, and krypton is given. Okay, so if is this helium where we are going to use? Okay, please remember, so this helium is basically going to used here. Okay, used to produce and sustain powerful superconducting magnets in NMR and MRI. Okay, so here helium we are going to use. Okay, if we are going to discuss neon, where we are going to use? In the discharge tube we are going to use. Argon, where we are using? If we are going to discuss argon, so argon is basically used to provide an inert atmosphere in high temperature in metallurgical process. Okay, and krypton if we are going to discuss here, so used basically in the, this is going to use in the light bulb designed for the special purpose only. Okay, so if we are going to discuss, so which one is the correct answer? Option 4 is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so please remember, this is the just basic use of the basic use of inert gas, right? Basic use of the inert gas means where we are using this one. So this is the main property and basic use of the inert gases only. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. If I am coming on the next question, here what we need to do, so here question number 5, match list first with the list second related to qualitative analysis of salt. Okay, so you have to know, if we are talking for group first now, so definitely it is going to make the precipitate of chloride only. Okay, please remember, and second is basically going to make the sulfide. Okay, and third one basically if I am going to discuss, so it is going to make the hydroxide, and fifth one it is going to make the carbonate. Okay, so this is the basically qualitative analysis of salt. We have to know first one always making it is the chloride, second one sulfide, and third one if we are going to discuss hydroxide, and fifth one is basically going to convert in carbonate. Okay, carbonate precipitate it is going to provide. So we are going to check in out of given 4 option, so which one is the correct option if we are going to check. So first one it is going to convert in third. Okay, first one is third, and second one is going to, B is going to match with the second, and C is going to match with whom? It is going to match with 4, and D is going to match with first. Okay, so which one is the correct option if we are going to discuss? So which one is the third option is the correct answer, please remember. Okay, for this question which one is the correct option? Third one is the correct option. Okay, now I am moving on the next question. Question number 6, what is the main point for a salt of weak acid and weak base? Okay, pKa minus pKv it is given would be equal to, okay, if I am going to write pKa, pH for weak acid plus weak base, so here pH equal to what we can do, this is 7 plus 1 by 2 here pKa minus pKv. Okay, if I am writing this equation, convert on the writing this equation in the pKw term. Okay, pKw term at 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, so what we can write, 7 equal to 1 by 2 kW pKw at 25 degrees Celsius. If we are converting here, so pH equal to what will come, tell me one time. This is 1 by 2 pKw plus here just pKa minus pKb. Okay, now by multiplying by 2. Okay, multiplying by 2 on both side. Okay, so if we are going to multiply by 2 on the both side, so here 2 pH, okay, equal to here what we are going to get, pKw plus pKa minus pKb. Okay, we can write in this term. Now you can send this term here only. Okay, so twice of pH minus pKw, and this is equal to pKa minus pKb it will come. Okay, so now which one is the correct answer? So here pKa minus pKb equal to twice of pH minus pKw it will come. Okay, so here the final answer third one it will come. Okay, so which one is the final answer? Third one is the final answer of this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. Question number 7, what is the main point is given in the question number 7. Given below are 2 statements. Okay, here how many statements are given? 2 statements are given. Statement number first, what given? Sodium dichromate and potassium dichromate are classified as primary standard in the titration analysis. This one we are not using, please remember this one. Only this one we can use. And statement number second, phenolphthalein is a weak base, therefore it's dissociate in acidic medium. So this statement also it is wrong, because it is going to dissociate properly in the basic medium. Okay, in basic medium, not in acidic medium. Okay, please remember this one. So if I am going to check, so this statement also not correct. Okay, So what we can say, so here statement first is true but statement second is false. Both statement first and statement second are false. So here what, this one also not using, only this one we can use but this one not using. Okay, so we can consider here both statement first and second both are false. Okay, both are false because here it is given acidic medium. Here what we requires, here we requires a basically basic medium. Okay, please remember. Now I am coming on the next question. See in this question, question number 8, what we need to do. Henry law constant for the solubility of methane in benzene at 298 Kelvin is 4.27 into 10 to the power 5 mmHg. Okay, calculate the solubility of methane in benzene at 298 Kelvin under 760 mmHg. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to apply the Henry law. Okay, so if we are going to apply the Henry law, then what we need to do, firstly we have to write the P equal to partial pressure equal to Kh Henry constant into mole fraction. Okay, so here pressure, partial pressure, how much it is given. If I am going to write the pressure, so pressure how much it is given, so this is basically given here 760 mmHg. Okay, how much it is given, 760 mmHg it is given here. And now if I am going to write Kh, okay, Henry constant, it is how much given, 4.27, okay, into 10 to the power 5 mmHg. Okay, now we need to put this value here. We need to find out x. If we are finding here x, so this one how much it will come, tell me one time. So mole fraction if we are calculating here, so P by Kh. Okay, so we can write in this term. So here just we have to put the value. If we are putting the value here, so pressure how much it is coming, 760. Okay, and divide by 4.27 into 10 to the power 5. Okay, so now if we are solving here, so this mole fraction 1.78 into 10 to the power minus 3 it will come. Okay, finally, so which one is the correct option for this question, please remember here. So option number second is the final answer. Okay, just you need to apply the Henry law only. What law we have to apply, Henry law we have to apply, and we will get the answer of this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. See question number 9, what point is given. Here in question number 9, a student want to prepare an effective basic buffer solution, okay, using aqueous ammonia and an ammonium salt. Okay, which of the following mixture will produce the best buffer solution. Okay, if I am going to discuss one by one, here also in all other option we are seeing amount is almost equal is there. Okay, if we are considering this one here in this option, so what we can do here, you see one time in this option we need to do one thing. What we can do, firstly if I am writing the reaction of NH3 plus HCl. Okay, so this is going to convert in NH4Cl. Okay, so what I am going to tell you, if NH3 is basically reacting with the HCl and it is going to convert in NH4Cl now, so in this condition here this amount 0.02 it is given now. So here what we need to do, and here it is given how much, 0.1 is given. Okay, so 0.2 here it is the amount of ammonia it is given, 0.2. Okay, and here this is given 0.1. So please remember what we have to do, this HCl is basically present here in limit only, yes or not. So this is the limiting reagent. So if limiting reagent, if we are, it is the limiting reagent, so 0.1 mole, if it is going to react with the 0.1 mole of ammonia, so it is going to convert in only 0.1 molar of NH4Cl. Okay, and just after that remaining 0.1 mole again going to react, remaining, I am talking about the, what I am going to tell you, remaining mole. Okay, this remaining 0.1 mole again going to, this remaining mole of 0.1 mole of ammonia again going to react with NH4Cl. Okay, and making the buffer condition like this. Okay, what it is going to make, NH3 and this is equal to NH4 plus. Okay, so this is the conjugate condition. So this is basically able to make the good buffer condition. Okay, it can make the good buffer. Okay, so only this condition is possible in the first one case. Okay, it is possible in only first one case. So option first one is the correct answer of this question. Other condition it is not possible, and good level buffer condition also, best buffer also we can't able to form. Okay, so in this question how we can solve, so here k equal to 2.303, okay, by T here, and this is log, okay, A naught by AT, okay. Just if we are writing like this, so here A naught, how much it is given? A naught, it is given, basically we are knowing it is given how much? 1 m, okay. So AT, just if we are going to check for 20% now, so it will come 0.8 m, okay. So now just we have to put the value, and time 20 already given. How much is given? Time 20 minute is given here. So just we need to calculate the K here, okay. So K 2.303 and divide by 20, okay, and this is log, okay, this is 1 by 0.8, okay. Now after that K equal to 2.303 divide by 20, and here this is log 1.25, okay. So now if we are putting this one log 1.25, 0.096, so K equal to 2.303 by 20, okay, and this is multiplying by 0.096. This value just we have to put here. Where we have to put? We are knowing here T half equal to 0.693 divide by K, okay. This K value just we have to put here, okay. So if we are putting here T half equal to 0.693 divide by, just what we have to do, 2.303 divide by 20 and multiplied by 0.096, so it will come T half nearly equal to, okay, 62 point, how much it will come? 13 minute, okay, nearly this much it will come. So which one is the correct answer for this question? So just we have to know option third is the correct option of this question, okay. Please remember this one. Now after that I am coming on the next question. See, in this question what we need to do, hypothetical element Z exist in nature as two isotopes Z65 and Z67, okay, with the relative abundance 25% and 75% respectively. Then the average atomic mass of element Z is, okay. They are asking the average atomic mass, okay, average atomic mass, how we can find out, okay, how we can find out? Just we have to put the this value, okay, molar atomic mass, whatever the atomic mass is given, that one just we have to put, okay. After that we have to do one thing, we have to put the percent of abundance only, okay. So what we can do here, 65 it is going to multiply by 25 plus 67 it is going to multiply by 75 and divide by 2. If we are solving this one, so definitely here average atomic mass, it will come, how much it will come? Nearly average atomic mass, it will come nearly 66.54, it will come this much, okay. So which one is the correct answer? So if we are going to check, so which one is the correct answer? Option fourth is the correct answer, okay, 66.5, okay. So this is the final answer. Like this we can calculate the average atomic mass without any problem, okay. So in this question, which of the following is the correct expression for the limit of the Paschen series in the hydrogen spectrum, okay. Here N1 and N2 value is given, okay. So according to that, if we are going to check, so which one is the correct option? First one basically. So 1 by lambda, it will come 1 by lambda equal to R, okay, and this is 1 by 9 minus 1 by infinity square it will come, okay. So which one is the correct option? Option first is the correct answer for the question number 12, especially for the Paschen series, because here N1 and N2 transition correctly is given, okay. N1 and N2 transition, it is given correct only, okay. So this is only going to match, okay. N1 and N2 transition, it is given correct only. So option first is the correct answer for this question, okay. Now in the question number 13, what we need to do? Factor affecting KCR, okay. So which one is the main factor which is going to affect the KC? KC won't affect all these things. Concentration, no effect are there. Catalyst, no effect are there. Time also no effect in chemical reaction. Only method of writing balanced chemical equation, stoichiometry of the reaction only going to affect the KC, okay. So which one is the correct answer? Option third is the correct answer for this question, okay. In question number 14, what we need to do? We can do one thing. We can calculate the entropy, okay. Delta S equal to, we can write delta entropy change for the process, okay. So delta H by T, we can do like this. This is the formula. This is the formula for the calculation of the entropy change, okay. So this is the formula of the entropy change, okay. What is the formula of the entropy change? So this is the formula of the entropy change. We can use this formula, delta S equal to delta H by delta T. Okay, we can use this one. So here delta H, how much it is given in the question? It is given 30 kilojoule. Okay, so delta H, it is given 30 kilojoule. Okay, mole inverse, it is given this much. So now we are going to convert this 30 kilojoule in joule only. So this is 30 and 000 joule mole inverse. It will come like this. Now temperature, how much it is given? 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, delta T, it is given 27 degrees Celsius. So now we need to convert this one into the Kelvin. So 27 plus 273. Okay, so if we are doing this one, so exactly how much it will come? It will come 300 Kelvin, right? How much it will come? 300 Kelvin it will come. After that, what we need to do, we have to put this value. If we are putting here delta S equal to, here how much it is given? 30 000 and divide by how much? 300. Okay, so delta S nearly how much it will come? 100 joule mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. It is the final answer of this question. Okay, so option 4th is the correct answer of this question. Okay, please remember this one. Okay, so in the question number 15, enthalpy of sublimation of iodine is 24 calorie per gram at 200 degrees Celsius if specific heat of iodine and I2 are basically 0.055 and 0.031 calorie per gram Kelvin inverse respectively. Then enthalpy of sublimation of iodine at 250 degrees Celsius in calorie per gram you need to calculate. So just we are going to calculate the delta Cp. Okay, so it will come Cp of the just product minus Cp of just we are going to write the reactant. Okay, so just I am going to write the I2 solid. Okay, I2 solid, it is going to convert in iodine vapor only, right? So if we are going to write in this pattern, so what we need to do, just here one thing we can do. Here if it is going to convert in I2 vapor now, so here this is the reactant. Okay, this one is the reactant and this one is what? This one is basically product. Okay, this one is product. So now if we are putting the value of product here, so delta Cp equal to how much it is given? 0.031 minus 0.055. Okay, so this will come delta Cp equal to minus 0.024. Okay, it will come 0.024. So now I am getting here delta Cp. If I am getting here delta Cp, so now just we are going to calculate delta H2. Okay, so here delta H1 plus delta Cp. Okay, now after that what we need to do here? Delta T. Okay, so now delta T, how we can calculate here? Here temperature is given, this is 200 degrees Celsius it is given and this is 250 degrees Celsius it is given. Okay, so T1 it is given how much? 200 degrees Celsius and T2 also given how much? It is given here 250 degrees Celsius it is given. So now we can calculate here delta T, it is coming T2 minus T1. Okay, so here delta T, if it is coming here T2 how much? 250 minus 200. Okay, so just we have to put delta T equal to, here it will come how much? 50 only. Okay, 50 degrees Celsius it will come. And now if we want to calculate, convert in Kelvin also, we can convert this in Kelvin also. Okay, so here after that this value we need to put here, and delta H2 if we are calculating here, so delta H1 plus just what we need to do, delta Cp how much we are going to get here? How much we are getting? Minus 0.024 and it is going to multiply by 50, and delta H1 how much is given in the question? It is given 24. Okay, just we need to put here delta H2 equal to 24 plus, okay, this is minus 0.024 and it is going to multiply by 50. Okay, so if we are solving this one, so this delta H2 nearly it will come how much? Delta H2 nearly how much it will come? So this delta H2 nearly it will come 22.8. How much it will come? 22.8 it will come. Okay, properly see, second option is the correct one. Second is the correct option for this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. So in this question what we need to do? Question number 16, the volume of 0.02 m aqueous HBr required to neutralize 10.0 milliliter of 0.01 m aqueous solution of BaOH whole twice, assuming complete neutralization. Okay, so for the complete neutralization what we need to do? For the complete neutralization what we can do here? N1 M1 V1 equal to N2 V2 M2. Okay, So basically here n factor for this HBr, it will come 1 only, okay. It is molarity is given 0.02, okay. Volume is not given. This is the law of equivalence. What we can apply here? Law of equivalence we can apply. What we can apply? Law of equivalence we can apply for this question. What we can do? Law of equivalence. N1 is the n factor, okay. So it will come only 1 here. And now if we are going to write the N2 how much it is? It will come 2 only, okay. Volume, how much it is given for this? 10.0, okay. And M2 also is given for this one, 0.01 M, it is given, right? So if we are going to calculate here V1, so this is 2 into 10.0 and multiplied by 0.01 and divide by how much it will come? It will come 1 into 0.02, okay. So if we are solving this one, then volume it will come 10.0 ml, okay. Please remember, then volume how much it will come? 10.0 ml it will come, okay. Second one is the correct answer for this question, okay. In question number 17, what we need to do? Firstly, just we are going to solve question number 17, okay. So in question number 17, the experimental value of the dipole moment of HCl is 1.03 D. The length of HCl bond is 1.27 angstrom. The percentage of ionic character in HCl is, okay. So now mu theoretical if we are calculating, okay. Theoretical if we are calculating here, so this is how much it will come. This is E into D, it will come, correct or not? E means 4.18 into 10 to the power minus 10 it will come, okay. This is the in ESU, electrostatic unit, okay. And D how much it is given here? Bond length, this is given 1.257 in angstrom, okay. We need to convert this one in centimeter. So 1.27 into 10 to the power minus 5 also, 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. So this value also we need to put here. So if we are putting here 1.275 into 10 to the power minus 8, okay. So if we are solving, so mu theoretical, it will come how much? How much it will come? 6.125 into 10 to the power minus 18 it will come. So in ESU it will come, okay. ESU centimeter it will come. So here what we are going to discuss to you, just you have to do one thing. If mu theoretical we are getting this much, so we are knowing 1D equal to how much? 10 to the power minus 18 ESU centimeter, correct or not? So we can convert this one. If we are converting, so mu T equal to 6.125 D it will come, okay. So now, so the final formula, mu ionic equal to mu experimental, okay, divide by mu theoretical and multiplied by 100, okay. So just we have to put the value. Mu experimental, how much it is given? It is given 1.03, okay. And this one mu theoretical, how much it is coming? 6.125 it is coming, okay. So if we are and multiplied by 100, so how much we are going to get here? So mu ionic we are getting here, how much we are getting? We are getting here 16.83%. How much we are going to get? So mu ionic we are getting 16.83% we are going to get here, okay. So which one is the correct answer? Option third is the correct answer for this question, okay. Please remember, option third is the correct answer. If we are coming here in this question, question number 18, what we need to do? Passing H2S gas into the mixture of Mn2 plus Ni2 plus Cu2 plus and Hg2 plus ion in acidified aqueous solution precipitates, okay. So if I am going to discuss, so basically we have to know only copper and mercury, this two ion is basically going to convert in sulfide. This two only it is going to convert in sulfide, please remember. This two only it is going to convert in sulfide, other this is not going to convert. Please remember, this one is not going to convert. So first option for this question, it is correct only. Copper sulfide and mercuric sulfide, it is the final answer of this question. Now I am coming on the next question. See the next question. In this question, what we need to do? Question number 19. Benzene and toluene form an ideal solution at room temperature. For this process, the false statement is, you have to tell the false statement. So always delta S mixing, it is positive, it is correct only. Delta B and delta H mixing, it must be 0 only. But in the delta G mixing, what we have to know? If we are going to discuss regarding the delta G mixing, so we have to know it should be negative only, not positive. Delta G mixing should be negative because process is spontaneous only, yes or not? So here only first one is the basically incorrect false statement. Okay, so first one is the incorrect and false statement. Okay, so for this question, how we can calculate the E naught cell at equilibrium? So E naught cell equal to 0.059 and this is going to divide by n. Okay, log kc only. Okay, in question log kc already given, n value already given here. So E naught cell equal to 0.059 by n value, how much it is coming in this? 2 only. Okay, so here 2 and log kc means 10 to the power 16 only. So here E naught cell equal to how much it will come? 0.059. It is going to divide by 2 and this is 16 only. Log 16 means 16 log 10 means it will come 16 only. Here 16 log 10 na, and log 10 value how much? 1 only. So it will come 16 only. So this is 8 only. So if we are solving here, E naught cell, it will come 0.059 going to multiply by 8. So E naught cell, exactly it will come 0. How much? 472. How much it will come? Properly see, it will come 0. It will come 472. Okay, 472 volt it will come. So final answer which one? Second one is the correct answer of this question. Okay, please remember this one. Now if I am going to check this one, question number 21. So in question number 21, what we need to do? Here you see the result given in the below table were obtained during the kinetic study, okay, of the following reaction. 2A plus B gives C plus D. Okay, if we are just observing the data, okay, so here 0.1, 0.1, here 0.1 to 0.2. Okay, if we are observing the data, so according to the data, if we are going to check this one, what is the final rate change will come in the X and Y now? So definitely it will come X equal to nearly it will come 0.3 and Y equal to nearly it will come 0.4 according to the tabular change. If we are checking now, so definitely whatever the change it will come, X equal to 0.3 and Y equal to 0.4. if only changing we are checking, also we are able to know. Okay, so here out of X 0.3 and Y how much? 0.4. so which one is the second option is the correct one answer for this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. In the question number 22, match list first with the list second only. Okay, so sucrose, if we are going to check, sucrose is basically going to combine with alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. Okay, so this is the answer. Lactose, it is basically going to combine here. How it is going to combine? Beta D galactose and beta D glucose. Okay, so like this we can do. Maltose means alpha D glucose and alpha D glucose, like this it is going to combine. So here A is going to match with second one only. Okay, A is going to match with second one, B is going to match with first one, C is going to match with the third one. Okay, so which one is the correct option? Fourth one is the correct option of this question. Now I am coming in the question number 23. So minimum number of carbon atom required to write the structure of an ester. Okay, of the minimum number of carbon atom required to write the structure of geminal dihalide, sum of X and Y. Okay, so what we can do here, firstly I am going to write the simplest ester only. Okay, what I am going to write here? Simplest ester I am going to write. If I am writing here simplest ester, so HCOOCH3, what we can write like this. Okay, so here minimum how many carbon are coming? If I am going to write this one, so H C double bond O, OCH3, like this we can write. So here minimum 2 carbon are coming. So X equal to how much we can put here? 2. And now if I am going to check the geminal dihalide, what we are going to write here? Geminal dihalide. If we are writing the geminal dihalide, so means both carbon are basically present at, both halogen are basically present at same carbon, like this. So here Y equal to how much we are getting? 1, only 1 carbon. Okay, so if we are putting here X plus Y, so X plus Y means 2 plus 1, how much it will come? 3 only. Okay, so the final answer of this question, it will come 3 only. Please remember this one. Now after that I am coming on the next question. Question number 24, most reactive towards SN2 reaction is. Okay, so here basically 4 option is given. So out of 4 option, which one is the correct option? Okay, so what we can do for solving this question? So for solving this question, just we have to do one thing. We are knowing in SN2 reaction, it is basically depending upon the steric crowding. Okay, it is basically depending upon the steric crowding, correct or not? So this is basically depending upon the steric crowding. So here out of other option, if we are going to check one time, you see properly, here more crowding are there, here also crowding are there, here also crowding are there. So only this one means if I am going to write this one, it is basically properly reactive because this is going to make the benzyl carbocation. Okay, so definitely it is more reactive towards the SN2 reaction because less steric crowding are present here. What is present? Less steric crowding are present. Okay, please remember, less steric crowding are present here. Okay, so less steric crowding are present here, that's why it is more reactive. Okay, second option is the correct one for this question. Now I am coming on the question number 25. Select the correct statement from the following. Okay, here some statement is given. Out of these given statement, you have to check which one is the correct statement. Okay, so for that what we can do, here given 4 option we have to check. Okay, C4 plus is a strong oxidizing agent in the aqueous solution. Yes, this is the correct statement. Highest oxidation state of lanthanide is +4 while highest oxidation state of actinide is +7. Yes, it is also correct. And PR, ND, TB and DY exhibit in +4 oxidation state only in oxide. Yes, this is also correct statement. So mostly all the statement is correct only. TiCl4 plus AlCH3 whole thrice is used in the polymerization of ethylene. Yes, this is also correct. Okay, so if I am going to check, so all the statement A, B, C, D only correct only. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? Option third is the correct answer. Now I am coming on the question number 26. Okay, so in the question number 26 we have to check which option is going to match. Okay, so match the following if we are going to check. So basically here some complex is given. This is just coordination compound is given this side. What is given? This is given here coordination compound. Okay, what is given here? Coordination compound is given. Okay, in this coordination compound, just what we need to check? Just we need to check the number of unpaired electron. Okay, so if we are going to check, so in manganese definitely 2 unpaired electron it will come if we are doing the electronic configuration. Okay, and after that if I am coming here CO, this is also here 0 unpaired electron it will come for this only. Oxalate ion it is given here, and this is weak field ligand. And for this if I am going to check now, so for this also please remember this one, this is also going to provide B2 only. And if FeF6, okay, so this is having 5 unpaired electron. Okay, so accordingly we are going to match. So first one is going to match with B2. Okay, first one is going to match with B. Okay, second one is going to match with A. Okay, and third one is going to match with again B, and fourth one is going to match with C. Okay, so second option is the correct one for this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question, question number 27. Ionization energy of F minus is equal to the magnitude with the electron affinity. Okay, so electron affinity now, fluorine is basically if it is going to gain 1 electron, it is going to convert in F minus. Okay, so same condition are there now, so it is equal to the F only. Okay, so second option is the correct one for this question. So ionization energy of F minus, it is equal to the magnitude of electron affinity. Electron affinity is the tendency to gain the electron. Okay, so if it is going to gain the electron, it is going to convert in F minus, so definitely it is equal to the second option only. Okay, so second one is the correct option for this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question, question number 28. So in question number 28 what we need to do, this is calcium carbide is given, here water is given. So just I am going to write the reaction. Okay, so what reaction here we have to write, properly see the reaction. Suppose that I am taking here CaC2 now. If we are doing the hydrolysis of this one, this is going to convert alkyne. Okay, alkyne we are treating with red hot tube now. This is cyclic trimerization, here 3 moles we have to take, it is going to convert in benzene only. Okay, it is going to convert in benzene. So if I am going to discuss here, empirical formula of A and B is CH. Yes, this is also correct. Okay, B contains 18 sp2 hybrid orbital. Yes, this is also okay. A contains 2 sp2 hybrid carbon atom. A means I am talking about this one, it is not going to contain sp, it will come. Okay, sp it will come. And now B contains 3 pi electron, total 6 pi electron it will come, 6 pi electron it will come. Okay, so this one also wrong and this one also wrong, but if we are going to check, so this is perfectly wrong. Okay, so which option is given? Option 4 is given anyway, but here 3 pi electron given, but it is not correct, here 6 pi electron is required for this. Okay, so in this question if we are solving this one, so what we need to do for solving this question, properly see one time. For solving this question we have to do one thing here, it is given here one time, you see it is given CH3 CH2 CH2OH. Okay, so if it is reacting with H2SO4 over heat now, so definitely what will come here, see CH3 CH2 CH2 OH, okay, it is given. And here if it is going to treat with H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, okay, overheat now, so this is going to convert CH3 CH double bond CH2, okay. And if it is going to react with HBr now, so here what we can write, CH3 CH, okay, and here Br, and this is CH3. If we are going to react this one with aqueous KH, okay, so definitely if it is going to react with aqueous KH, so here what will come here, CH3 CH OH CH3. So the final answer what will come, it will come propane 2-ol, okay. What will come, propane 2-ol. So the final answer of this question what will come, propane 2-ol, okay. So what we can write, propane 2-ol is the final answer of this question, okay. Please remember this one. Okay, next question, if I am coming here, in this question what we need to do, question number 30, magnetic moment of complex is 1.732 bm. This complex is, okay, so this complex is basically equal to the option second. Why now? Because I am telling here this is given, √3 value is basically what, 1.732 bm, okay. So we can write like this, and if √3 condition are coming, so n value how much it is coming, 1 coming, right? If the n value 1 coming, so only this complex is going to match with this one, okay, 1.732 bm, okay. Please remember, so accordingly which one is the correct answer, option second is the correct option of this question. Okay, so in the question number 31 what we need to do, C2H5Cl it is given, aqueous KH is given, second one concentrated sulfuric acid with heating is given, third one is HBr, okay, and third one is CH3 CH2 COOAz it is given, okay. So if we are treating this one with all the condition, so this C2H5Cl, okay, if we are going to treat first one with whom, first one we are treating with aqueous KH, and second one we are going to treat this one concentrated sulfuric acid, okay, over 443 Kelvin temperature, and C HBr is given. And fourth D, if we are going to check, CH3 CH2 COOAz is given now. So this is basically going to convert in ethyl, okay, propanoate, okay. So CH3 CH2 C double bond O CH2 single bond CH3, okay. So this is the final answer of this question, okay. So here actually no space are there, that's why I am writing here ethyl propanoate, okay, it is going to form. What it is going to form? Ethyl propanoate it is going to form, okay. I am writing here downside, okay, this side I am writing here ethyl propanoate, CH3 CH2 COO CH2 CH3, okay, it is going to form. This is the ethyl propanoate, and option number first one is the correct answer of this question, okay. Now I am coming on the next question. So here this is concentrated HI is given, but here this is given in limited phase, right? So definitely it is going to follow the SN1 reaction mechanism. What mechanism it will follow? SN1 reaction mechanism it will follow. If it will follow the SN1 reaction mechanism, so this iodine will attack there. Which one is the more stable condition? It will come of the carbocation. So right here it will come, correct or not? So definitely here this is the final answer, and here H will come this side, right? So which one is the correct answer? Fourth one is the correct answer, because this carbocation, okay, tertiary butyl carbocation is more stable carbocation. That's why here what will attack? Iodine it will come and doing the attack here. So that's why which one is the correct option? Fourth one is the correct option of this question. Okay, in the question number 33, here for an element the successive ionization energy values in electron volt, it is given here, given below. 14, 29, 47, 74, 97, and this is 552, okay. So here this gap is very long, yes or not? In this gap are very long, so definitely 6-1 is very difficult to remove, okay. So what is the correct answer here? Final answer it will come 5 electron basically must be present in the valence electron, okay. So which one is the correct answer? Fifth one is the correct answer. Why? Because here large difference are there, okay. Large difference are there, that's why. So it is very difficult to remove the electron from the valence cell, okay. So which one is the correct answer? Option third one is the correct answer of this question, okay. Now I am coming on the question number 34. So which of the following reagent is suitable to distinguish keto form of the compound in the given below, okay. So what we are going to check after tautomerization, if this compound I am taking first one, okay, if first one I am taking this one, after tautomerization you are knowing properly if the tautomerization here it will come, if the tautomerization it will come, So definitely it is going to convert in what? It is going to convert in aldehyde, right? And here also if the tautomerization is there, so what we are knowing, after the tautomerization it is going to convert in ketone, right? What will come here? CH3 double bond O CH3. So this both the compound, definitely it is going to give the tolerance reagent, and tolerance test it is going to provide, okay? So please remember this one, option first is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so for this question what we have to do, question number 35, if we are going to discuss the question number 35, match the following, okay? Here some reducing agent is given and here reaction is given. So which reaction is feasible in the presence of these reducing agent, okay? So if we are going to check this point, so basically for the first one, okay, so if for the first one it is definitely it is going to match with the third one, okay, C. Okay, and second one if I am going to check, so second one basically going to match with D only, okay, and fourth one it is going to match with B, and after that here what is remaining? D is remaining now, so D is basically going to match with first only, okay. So these are the working function of the reducing agent, how it is going to do the reaction, okay. So basically which option is correct if we are going to check? So first one is going to match with C, okay. So first one is going to match with C, second one is basically going to match with D only, okay. Third one it is going to match with first, and fourth one is going to match with B, okay. So which one is the correct answer? Third one is the correct answer of this question. Now I am coming on the next question. Arrange the following according to the basic character. Okay, so in this question what we need to do, firstly here aniline is given, here C, two group is going to attach, here nitrogen with hydrogen are there, and then S. After that if I am going to write here, so S is more acidic because here lone pair condition is there now. So here this hydrogen is there and two bond this side, so definitely lone pair are there, so this is more basic, okay. So S is more basic, and then after that R. So here what we can do, this one, this after that this will come on the second position, and the third position it will come P only, okay, and last position it will come Q only. So which one is the correct order? S R P Q, okay. What will come? S R P Q, it will come the basic correct order, okay, correct basic order, please remember. So option second is the correct answer of this question, okay, S R P Q. Now I am coming on the next question, question number 37. In Cannizzaro reaction, formaldehyde following reaction takes place. How it is going to take place? Firstly, what I am going to take? Firstly, nucleophilic attack are there. In second step, hydride shift, and third step, protonation, proton transfer are there, okay. Firstly, nucleophilic attack are there in the Cannizzaro reaction. Then after that, H minus shift, and then after that, beta G, proton transfer are there, okay. So what we can do here? Firstly, nucleophilic attack, and then hydrogen shift, and then after that proton transfer. So which one is the correct answer? Third one is the correct answer of this question, okay. Okay, so in the question number 38 what we need to do, see one time. In question number 38 what we can do, delta, if the P is greater than delta 0, okay. So here the electronic configuration of D5 in the octahedral complex. So just they are asking the electronic configuration for D5 now. So D5 if we are doing the electronic configuration for this condition, so it is going to match T3 2G, okay, and E2G it will come, okay. So this one it will come for the D5 configuration if the condition is given P is greater than delta naught, okay. So please remember, so here option number second is the correct answer of this question, okay. So please remember this one. Now I am coming on the next question. See the next question. So here question number 39, what we need to do, if we are going to check which of the following statement is not correct, okay, which of the following statement is not correct, which one is not the correct statement. So what we can do, so now here 4 statement is given. In group 14 element with the highest lowest melting point value is for carbon and tin respectively, okay. And second one, in boron family, boron has maximum melting point, okay. And third one, in aqueous medium Cu2 plus undergoes disproportionation reaction, and here E naught of M plus 3 and M plus 2 electrode potential, order of Cr gives greater than Mn only. So which one is the correct answer? So option 4th is not a correct statement, only option 4 is not the correct statement of this one, okay. Which one is not the correct statement? Option 4 is not a correct statement of this question, okay, please remember. Now in the question number 40, an organic compound A C9H13N dissolve in the dilute HCl and releases N2 with HNO2 gives an optically active alcohol, okay. Alcohol on oxidation gives dicarboxylic acid. which on the heating form anhydride the organic compounds A. Okay, so which one is the organic compound A? So here out of this given 4 option, which one is the correct one? So this third option is the correct one option for this question. This is going to make the condition like this. Okay, now I am coming on the next question. So in this question, what we need to do? Question number 41, select the correct statement, okay, with respect to the oxide and oxo anions of the transition metal. Okay, so here 4 option is given. First one, among oxides of chromium, CrO is basic and Cr2O3 is amphoteric and CrO3 is acidic. Okay, so here what we have to do, this statement is correct or not, we have to check. Here no higher oxides of iron above Fe2O3 are found. Okay, third one, Ti means titanium, vanadium, chromium and manganese form MO oxide which are covalent. Okay, and Mn2O7 is a covalent green oily liquid. Okay, so just you have to check which one is the correct statement. So basically option third is the correct statement. Okay, because first one is correct only, and after that second one is correct, and then fourth statement is correct, and this statement is fully wrong. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? Option third one is the correct answer of this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question, question number 42. So here statement first one is given, during the esterification of carboxylic acid with alcohol, protonation of the carbonyl oxygen activates the carbonyl group towards the nucleophilic addition reaction of alcohol. Okay, statement second what is given, proton transfer in the tetrahedral intermediate convert the hydroxyl group into the better leaving group OH2 plus. Okay, so here if just we are going to compare the both statement first and second, so just we have to know here what we have to know, statement first and statement second both are correct only. Okay, so if we are going to discuss, statement first and second both are correct. Okay, so in question number 43 what we need to do, this is just sodium with liquid ammonia is given now. So here what condition it will come, so it is just going to convert like this. Okay, how it is going to convert like this, and after that when it is going to react with H2PD, so here cis condition will come. How is the cis condition will come? One time just I am going to tell you. So here double bond it will come, and like this it will come. Here same side hydrogen will come. Okay, and after that when it is going to react with dilute KMnO4. Okay, so this is just a Bayer's reagent, and this process is fully hydroxylation process. Okay, so this double bond is going to remove from here, and after that here what will come? After that what will come? Here same side OH it will come on this position. Understood? So which one is the correct answer? Z is a bicynyl diol. Okay, please remember this one. After that, now I am coming on the next question. In question number 44, what we need to do? Arrange the following in decreasing order of heat of hydrogenation. Okay, heat of hydrogenation, it is basically inversely proportional to the stability of alkene. Okay, so here what we can write? Heat of hydrogenation, it is basically inversely proportional to the stability of alkene. Okay, stability of alkene. So here what we can do? If just we are going to check the correct order, so here which one is the correct order for this one? First one only. Okay, so how? P1 is a basically first one. Please remember they are asking all about the heat of hydrogenation. So heat of hydrogenation decreasing order. So which one having a less heat of hydrogenation? So just we have to know S having a very less heat of hydrogenation, after that R, then after that what? Q, and this P having a what? We have to know this one having a higher heat of hydrogenation. Okay, so this is a proper decreasing order of the heat of hydrogenation. Please remember, so option number first is the correct answer of this question. Okay, now I am coming on the next question, question number 45. In Riemann-Tiemann reaction of phenol and CaCl3, the following, okay, reaction takes place. This reaction is basically going to take place in which medium? Basically acid base reaction are there, alpha elimination are there, electrophilic substitution reaction are there, or nucleophilic substitution reaction are there. So that one we have to know. Definitely it is the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Acid base reaction, we can say phenol having a acidic nature, this one also we can consider. Okay, so which one? Option first. So first one, and after that fourth one. Okay, it is also going to correct. Third one also, and second one also going to correct. So all the step basically going to include in the Riemann-Tiemann reaction. Okay, so option number first is the correct answer for this question. Okay, now I given the all the solution of all the question. You please go through from it. Thank you for watching the session.
Hi students, welcome to the paper discussion for your GT7 that was held on 12th June. We are discussing the physics section here. It was a comparatively more calculative paper, a slightly trickier paper, and doing it in the sufficient time is the bigger challenge over here as compared to the question. So let's get started with them. First one says the mass of a body is 2 metric tons. If 1 metric ton is taken as unity, then weight of the pulley at a place where acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square. Because you've taken the unit of ton as a unit, so the weight that you will go with is 2 multiplied with 9.8. The answer is 19.6. You won't take it to 1000 kg because you have taken ton as the unit that you are referring to. Next question. On a 2-lane road, car A is traveling with a speed of 54 kilometers per hour. Two cars B and C approach car A in opposite directions with a speed of 72 kilometers per hour. At a certain instance, when the distance AB is equal to AC, both being 1050 meter, B decides to overtake A before C does. The minimum acceleration B required to avoid an accident is how much? So if you visualize, there is a car A over here. Car A speed is 54 kilometers per hour, is basically 15 meters per second. This is 20 meters per second. So this is basically moving in this direction at 15 meters per second. You have car A, that's car B, let's say it's coming from this side. Coming from this side, it has a speed of 20 meters per second. Whereas car C over here is coming in this direction at 20 meters per second. So you want to make sure that car B crosses this A before car C. Think from relative velocity point of view. Between both of them, the relative velocity is 35 meters per second, whereas between them, it's just 5 meters per second. So car C, if it moves at a constant speed, this moves at a constant speed, you can find the time it will take is basically the relative distance of 1050. This is also 1050. This is also 1050. The time it will take is 1050 divided by 35. Now over here, this has a relative velocity of 5 meters per second, but it has to accelerate. So you want that it should cover that 1050. We go with the equation S equal to ut plus half at square. At square. The S, the relative distance it has to cover is still 1050. The relative initial speed is literally 5 meters per second. Time you can put as whatever value you get from here, which I think is 30 seconds. You put that here, you can solve for the acceleration. The answer I believe is option 2. Okay. Next question says 2 bullets are fired simultaneously, horizontally and with different speeds from the top of a tower. Faster bullet will hit the ground first. No. Over here, if they are from the same tower they are launched, the time taken to fall down is the same for them. So this is an incorrect statement. Next says both will strike the ground at the same angle. No, they will strike the ground with the same vertical component of velocity, but the horizontal component will be different. So the angle will be different. Both statements are incorrect. Option 3. This one says a bird moves with a velocity 20 meters per second in a direction making an angle 60 degree with the eastern line, 60 degree with the vertical upwards. The angle made by the velocity from the northern is what? So think about it, the north, the east and the up, them you can think as the x, y and z axis because all three are perpendicular to each other. So basically you can think that this is the angle made with the x axis, this is the angle made with the y axis, and the angle with the z axis is what you want. So you can apply the formula for direction cosines, you know, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. That is equal to 1. Cos square beta, alpha and beta you can put. You can solve for gamma. Your answer would come, I believe, 45 degree. This says two bodies A and B, masses 2 kg and 3 kg respectively, move with the same momentum, are stopped at the same distance by different retarding forces. The ratio of the forces A and B is how much? So over here, if they all have the same momentum, then the kinetic energy is basically p square by 2m. Kinetic energy is p squared divided by 2m. If they have the same thing, then their kinetic energy is basically inversely proportional to their mass. Now over here, I know the kinetic energy is equal to the work done, like if you want to change the kinetic energy to 0, that will be equal to the work done. Work done is force multiplied by displacement. Since it is said that you are stopping in the same distance, S is the same, momentum is the same, so your force is just inversely proportional to mass. So the ratio of the masses is 2:3, so the ratio of the forces would be 3:2. Achha, particle revolves in a circular path of radius 300 meter with a decreasing speed of 4 meters per second square and has a speed of 30 meters per second square at an instant angle made by the acceleration. So if it is slowing down, basically the particle is moving in this direction, but it is slowing down, so its tangential acceleration is 4 meters per second square. Besides that, based on its speed and its radius, you know you'll have the centripetal acceleration, which is v square by r. Now, if you solve this, I think you get the angle as 53, many of you would have gone, but be careful that the resultant acceleration will point in this direction. So you might have got it as 53 degree, okay, you might have got this angle as 53, but remember they have asked you for the angle made with regards to the velocity. So you need this full angle, which is 90 plus 53, which would be 143, option 4. This says a ball collides elastically with a massive ball moving horizontally with a velocity v towards it. The velocity of the ball just before collision is 2v in the horizontal direction. The collision occurs at a height h above the ground level. Distance between the foot of the wall and the point of the ground is how much? So think about it. The time taken to fall, since it's almost like a horizontal projectile after the collision, the time is root over 2h by g, which is there in these ones. So obviously it's between this and this. Now we know the velocity of approach by the velocity of separation, that is equal to 1. That's the coefficient of restitution. Because it's an elastic collision, I think they have said elastically, so coefficient of restitution is 1. What is the velocity of approach? Basically it's a relative velocity before collision. Relative velocity is 3v, because 2v and v coming towards each other, that is 3v, which means if I cross multiply, that also is the velocity of separation. Now this is the relative velocity of the ball with regards to the wall. So then at the end, I just want the wall is moving, I just want the relative distance between them. So it's just the relative velocity after collision multiplied with the time taken to fall. It is option 1. This says the particle is executing an SHM of time period 4 seconds. Amplitude is 10 centimeter, mean position at the origin of the coordinate axis. Minimum time taken by the particle to go from x equal to -6 to 8. Simple, stick with x is equal to a sine of omega t. Let's say I go with 10 sine of omega t. Sine of omega. Omega is basically 2 pi by 4, which is pi by 2t. 2 pi by capital T, that's the omega. So 2 pi divided by 4, that's pi by 2t. Literally you have to do nothing. Once put x equal to -6, once put x equal to 8. Check the time over there, the difference in time. Not calculating here, you will arrive at option 2. 1 second. This one says two identical blocks are connected by a massless spring which passes over a light smooth pulley as shown. There is no friction between the blocks and the incline. Find the acceleration of the center of mass. So to find over here many students might have made a mistake. They would have found the acceleration of the blocks. Acceleration of the blocks in itself you will get from m into 1 minus sine theta g divided by 2m. That will cancel out. You can do the free body diagram, but this gives you the acceleration with which this goes up and this comes down. So what you have to do is resolve it into vectors. Since this is 30, you know this is a cos 30, this is a sin 30, and then you will have to go with the acceleration of the center of mass is m1 a1, which is m into this, let's call it a1 a2 divided by m plus m2m, cancels out, that is a1 plus a2 divided by 2. a1 and a2 now you have to do in terms of vectors. This is a cos theta I cap plus a sin theta j cap, whereas this is just minus a j cap. If you plug them in, you will eventually get the answer as g by 8. So please work with this formula, putting it in. I will in fact put it as vectors. Okay. Next one says there are two uniform rods of equal lengths but different masses. They are rigidly joined to form an L-shaped body. which is then pivoted about O as shown in the figure. In equilibrium, the body is in the configuration shown, ratio capital M by small m. So if it is in equilibrium, that means the torques are balanced about this fulcrum point. From this distance, you know there is a small mg force acting. From here, there is a capital mg force acting. So you know this distance is L by 2. This distance is also L by 2. Once you have each of them, you can find the net torque mg into L by 2 sin 60, mg into L by 2 sin 30. On the basis of that, you can solve, get capital M and small m. Answer would be 4. Okay. This one said there is a square made by joining 4 rods, each of mass m per unit length. Its moment of inertia about an axis PQ in its plane passing through one of its corners is how much? So what you can do over here, you can either go with the parallel axis theorem or perpendicular axis theorem as you feel comfortable. You can stick to over here, suppose just this rod making an angle 45 degree, ml square by 3 sine square alpha. You can go with that. Same way you can do for this rod. These two rods also find a similar moment of inertia about this axis. Here also it makes 45. Then for these two rods, shift the moment of inertia over here by a parallel axis theorem. Okay, so these two directly you get ml square by 3 sine square alpha. These two rods get about this axis here, and then this moment of inertia about this axis shifted over here, the impact of these two rods. You get the total moment of inertia. Again, not going into the detailed calculation, but you'll arrive at option 4. This says as a uniform cube of side B, mass capital M rests on a rough horizontal surface table. Horizontal force F is applied normal to one of the faces at a point at a height 3b by 4 above the base. What should be the coefficient of friction between the cubes so that it will tip about the edge before it starts slipping? So I know it will start slipping when F is greater than mu mg. And for it to topple, you know the torque, it will turn about this point. So force multiplied with the perpendicular distance is 3b by 4. That should become greater than the counter torque given by its weight, which is mg into b by 2. B's cancel. So F in this case has to be greater than mg 2mg divided by 3. 2mg divided by 3. So the criteria that we need over here is mu has to be greater than 2 by 3. That's it. It is option 1. Here it was mu mg, there it was 2 by 3. So mu had to be greater than 2 by 3. Next one, particle of mass m is projected in a transverse direction from a height r above the surface of the earth. Find the minimum speed so that it just grazes the surface over here. First thing you do is you apply conservation of angular momentum between this point and this point. Over here it is m into v into, this distance is 2r. That is equal to, over here if it has a speed of say v0, that is mv0 into r. This cancels out, sorry. So v0 becomes equal to 2v. We got the speed. Once you have the speed, now just conserve energy. You know here a potential energy is there, gmm by 2r, here it is gmm by r. So here gmm by minus gmm by 2r plus half mv square, that is equal to minus gmm by r plus half m v0 square. Equate over there, put v0 as 2v, solve for v, you will arrive at the answer option 4. This says a metal cylinder length L is subjected to a uniform compressive force as shown in the figure. The material of the cylinder has Young's modulus Y and Poisson's ratio sigma. Change in volume of the cylinder is how much? We know change in volume with fractional change in volume with fractional change in length is 1 minus 2 sigma delta L by L. So I want the change in volume, that is 1 minus 2 sigma. Delta L can be written as F into L divided by A into Y. There is a L down below and this volume I multiply on top. One of the lengths cancel. Area with volume gives you a length here. So it is just 1 minus 2 sigma F into L divided by Y. It is option 1. This says a tank accelerates upwards with an acceleration of 1 meters per second square containing water. Block of mass 1 kg and density 0.8 gram per centimeter cube is held stationary inside the tank. With the help of a string as shown, the tension in the string is how much? So over here you have to think about the effective gravity. The effective gravity is no longer G, it is G minus, it's accelerating upwards, so it's G plus. So it is basically 11 meters per second square. With that in mind, you find the weight, which is mass times of effective gravity, and you find the buoyant force, which is V times density of the fluid into effective gravity. Okay, the volume you can find, the mass is given and its density is given, you can find the volume based on that. Please keep in mind here it's the density of water. Once you have that set up, after that think about on this body you have the weight acting down, you have the buoyant force acting up, and you have the tension acting down. So your tension is basically your buoyant force minus the W. Plug in the values here, substitute there, and you can solve to get the answer as option 2. Next one says, bullet of mass m when fired on a wooden plank, momentum decreases by 20% on penetrating through 4.5 centimeter thickness. Further thickness of the same uniform plank required to stop the bullet is how much? So momentum decreases by 20% basically means its velocity goes by from v to 0.8 v. v to 0.8 v. The distance over here is 4.8, so you can use that to find the acceleration. The acceleration is basically v square minus u square divided by 2s. So v is basically 0.8 v whole square minus, or initial speed was just v square divided by 2 times of this 4.5 centimeter. You can get on the basis of that an acceleration. It will come in terms of v square, that's not a problem. Now in the next step you want the distance required to stop it. So distance required to stop it is going to be just v square divided by 2a. If you have the acceleration, plug it in. Keep in mind they have asked you for the further thickness, meaning whatever you get here, literally starting from a speed 0v, or you can do one thing, you can do 0.8 v, that was the speed. From then on you want it to stop, so minus the final speed is 0. So 0 squared divided by 2a, you will get the answer from this. Directly it would come out to be option 4. Okay. This says a solid ball of volume V falls through a viscous liquid. Viscous force F acts on it. Another ball of volume 2V of the same material falls through the same liquid. Then the viscous force experienced would be both fall with the same terminal velocity. Many students might get stuck in the viscous force formula by Stokes' law is 6 pi eta RV. And based on that, it just depends on R. So it should be like 2 to the power 1 by 3. It should depend on 2 to the power 1 by 3 because volume goes with R cube. But keep in mind, this over here is terminal velocity. And terminal velocity in itself is proportional to R square. So at the end of the day, force becomes proportional to R into, this brings in another R square, that's R cube. R cube will have the same behavior as volume. So volume becomes 2 times. Force will also become 2 times. This one says 1 gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius is mixed with 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees Celsius. So based on that, you can work with the how much is the heat required. For example, ice melting will take 80 calorie per gram. Okay. Same way you can take the specific heat for steam. And remember, now what will happen, you can solve, this is 336 calorie per gram. Once you go on the basis of that, you will see that your entire ice will melt, okay, and your entire steam will not melt. So what do you have to think about is now this ice that has melted, that would again heat up, that was converted to water, that water will heat up to 100 degrees Celsius. By the time it gets to 100 degrees Celsius, you will find that still the entire steam has not condensed. Then it's just the 1 gram plus whatever is the mass of steam that had to condense to provide the total energy, that would be it. So if you solve for it, I think you'll get it as option 1. This says figure shows 1 by rho versus T for ideal gases. Choose the correct alternatives. Graph represents isoisomerism. See, 1 by rho, because density is equal to mass by volume, basically 1 by rho is proportional to volume. You can almost think of this like a volume versus temperature curve. In a volume versus temperature, if this is a straight line, that means it is volume proportional to temperature. That's the graph over here. That means it's an isobaric process. That's the correct statement. Second, internal energy increases. Internal energy depends on the temperature. Temperature increases, internal energy increases. So yes, both statements are correct. Both statements are correct. Option 2. Next one says a wall has 2 layers, A and B, made of different materials. Both the layers have the same thickness, but the thermal conductivity of the material A is twice that of B under thermal equilibrium. The temperature difference across the walls, the total temperature difference across the walls is 36 degrees Celsius. So the temperature across A is what? Assume this is A, this is A, this is B. Assume this is 0 degrees Celsius and this is 36 degrees Celsius. Over here, let the temperature be theta. You know K into area into temperature difference of theta minus 0 divided by the length. That is equal to, for the second one, A is twice that of B. So this is 2K and here it would be K into the same area. But the temperature difference across that is 36 minus theta divided by the same length because the thickness is the same. This cancels out. You can solve 2 theta is this. So 3 theta is 36. 3 theta 36 means theta is 12 degrees Celsius. Option 2. Next, air bubble of radius 1 millimeter is present in a liquid of density 2 gram per centimeter cube at a depth of 20 centimeter. Pressure of the bubble is 6200 pascals greater than that of the atmosphere. Then the surface tension is how much? So this excess pressure is coming from two places. It is coming obviously from the air bubble, which is 2T by R. And it is also coming because it is 6200 pascals higher than the atmosphere. So from atmosphere are already at a depth below. So that will contribute to an extra pressure, rho H into G, because of the depth below fluid. And then compared to that, again more by 2T by R. Plug everything in as given 6200 R rho H G. You can solve for the surface tension. Answer would be 1. This says RMS velocity of gas molecules in a cylinder provided with a frictionless piston at a certain temperature is V. On heating the sample, if the RMS velocity of the molecules becomes 2V, then the fraction of the heat given that is utilized for doing work is how much? So what kind of process is it? It's a frictionless piston that is allowed to move under just the atmosphere. So the pressure has to stay constant throughout. There's no external pressure that's changing with time. So this is an isobaric process. In an isobaric process, I know energy given to work divided by the total energy, that is N into R into delta T, whereas the heat given in an isobaric process is NCP into delta T. This cancels out, so it is R divided by, for it's a diatomic gas. For a diatomic gas, Cp is 7 by 2R. The R's cancel out and the answer is 2 by 7, option 4. This one is a positive ion A and a negative ion B have charges given to you 6.67 10 to the minus 19 and that is 9.6. Masses are given respectively. At an instant, ions are separated by a distance r. At what distance the ratio of the magnitude of the electrostatic force to gravitational force is how much? So we know electrostatic force is kq1 q2 by r square, whereas the gravitational one is gm1 m2 by r square. They want the ratio of the electrostatic to the gravitational, I'm assuming. So if you just do Fe by Fg, you will get kq1 q2 divided by gm1 m2. All the values are provided. K is 9 into 10 to the power 9, G is 6.67 10 to the power minus 11. Plug them in. It's option 1. Next, electric field inside, let's match the following. Electric field inside of a uniformly charged spherical shell with surface charge density. Electric field inside a spherically charged shell is 0. So I know A goes with 0, so A with 3. Again, mark first. 1, 3 and 4. These are the only ones with A3. This one is obviously incorrect. Now see, there's no point checking B, because if I check B, between 1 and 2, I still have to go one more step. So an easier thing is D, because D, between the 3 options that I have possible, D is different in all of them. So if I can match D, my question is solved. What is D? The electric field between two oppositely charged infinite plane parallel sheets with uniform surface charge density sigma is how much? So this side will give sigma by 2 epsilon naught. That side will pull because it's a negative charge, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. They will add up and you will eventually get sigma by epsilon naught. D goes with 1. So of my 3 possible options, D1 is there in only 4th. This says using a battery, a 100 picofarad capacitor is charged to 60 volt and then the battery is removed. After that, a second uncharged capacitor is connected to the first capacitor in parallel. If the final voltage across the second capacitor is this. So over here, you can just find what is the charge initially, or the common potential is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2. Now, if the C1 V1 plus C2 V2, you know C1 V1, the C2 V2, the second one is uncharged, so that is anyway 0. Plug them in, the common potential is provided. You can find the other capacitance. This is option 3. Next, net dipole moment of a polar linear isotropic dielectric substance is 0 in the absence of an electric field. Yes, because they individually, each molecule has a dipole moment, but they are all randomly aligned, are oriented in random directions. That is correct. That is in fact the correct reason. It is option 2. This says there are 3 bulbs with their power and working voltages given across a 12 volt, the total power consumed. So find the resistance of each one. I know resistance is basically V square by P. If you do here, that is 6 square, 36 divided by, 12 square, 144 divided by 6, 144 divided by 6 is, I think 24. Yeah, I think it's 24. This is also then 24. Over here we have 12 volt over, this would be 12 ohms. So 24, 24 in parallel, their equivalent is 12. 12 and 12 in series, the equivalent is 24. That entire 24 volt resistance is there given across a 12 volt. So the power is then equal to V square by R equivalent power. That is 12 into 12 divided by 24. That's 144 by 24. I think that will come out to be 6. Right? Is it? Yes. It is 6. Okay. This says instantaneous charge in the capacitor is 400 microcoulomb. Current through the circuit is decreasing at a rate of 10 to the power 3 amperes per second. Potential difference is how much? See, if current is flowing in this direction and current is decreasing, then the inductor will try to help the current, which means it will try to give the voltage to help the current. So this side would become positive, this side would be negative. For the cell, this is positive, this is negative, because current in this direction, positive, negative. So if you go VA, here there is a potential drop as you move in that direction, minus 10 into 2. Here there is a voltage drop of 20 volts. Here there is a voltage gain of L di dt, so 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. Into di dt, the rate at which it happens, that's a 10 to the power 3. Then over here there is again a voltage drop of minus of Q by C. Q by C is 400 micro divided by 40, that would be 10. That is equal to VB. So then you shift this VB over to this side, you have the plus 20 minus 20 will cancel, you have a minus 20 minus, and that's a minus 30, that will shift over to that side, your answer will come out to be 30 volts. This says square loop of side 10 centimeter enters a magnetic field with 2 centimeters per second. The front edge enters the magnetic field at t equal to 0. Then which graph best depicts the EMF? So as this loop enters into it, you see it initially when it's halfway inside, that time its area is constantly increasing. As a result, an EMF will be generated, it would increase. Once it is fully inside, moving it inside it will not create any kind of EMF because there's no change of flux, and then again while taking it out you will get. So in this between part I should get 0 voltage. That only aligns with option 2. That is the answer. No, I think with option 3. I have to then calculate over here. You can go with BVL. I think it's option 3. Option 3. Then you have to check for the values. Just go with BVL, magnetic field, into the speed with which you are going multiplied with this length that you are passing it through. Go with BVL, you will get the magnitude and it would come out to be 3. That would come out to be 2.4 10 to the power minus 3. Achha, this says if B1 be the magnitude of the magnetic field at the center of a circular coil of radius r and I, B2 be the magnitude at the axial distance over here. So I know at the center the formula is mu naught I divided by 2r, and on the axis it is mu naught IR square divided by 2 r squared plus x squared to the power 3 by 2. Plug them in, put B1 by B2 and equate with that. You can solve for x by divided by r as option 3. Okay. Next, bar magnet is analogous to what we know this for theory. It's a current carrying solenoid, behaves similar to that, creates similar field lines. Wavelengths of two sound notes are 45 by 190 and 45 by 192. each produces 8 beats with a third note of a fixed frequency. So each producing 8 beats means the first sound note is 8 beats behind, second one is 8 beats in front. So the actual difference between the frequency of these two is 16 hertz. So let the speed be V. V divided by this lambda, which is 45, 190, okay, and the other one is basically 192 V by 45. You subtract them, that is equal to 16. Solve for it, you can get for V, I think the answer will come 360 meters per second. Pipe of length 85 centimeter closed at one end, velocity of sound is 340 meters per second. Air column resonates in its second overtone. Then the closest distance from the open end at which the pressure variation is maximum is how much? So you think about a pipe that is closed over here, closed length, the distance is given to you, velocity of sound is also provided. It is resonating in its second overtone. So its second overtone basically means that the wave shape, this is the displacement wave. This is the displacement wave that you have. This is the second overtone. Now you are looking for the closest distance from the open end where the pressure variation is maximum. So pressure variation maximum will be wherever the node is. So you find that's what distance. You can find on the basis of that if the total length you break it down. The total length is basically 5 lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2, lambda plus lambda by 4, which is 5 lambda by 4. So 5 lambda by 4 you get the lambda, and this distance is just lambda by 4 then. You can solve on the basis of that. Next, product of resistivity and conductivity of a cylindrical conductor, that is independent because resistivity is reciprocal of conductivity. You multiply them, you get 1. It's independent of everything. Next, in the circuit, reading of the voltmeter V is how much? Over here, this voltmeter will not allow any current to flow through them. We are assuming it's an ideal voltmeter. So here there is a 20 ohm resistance, here there is a 20 ohm resistance. You know, at 2 ampere comes in, it will split equally. Here 1 ampere will go, here 1 ampere will go. So based on that, you can find what is the potential drop across this 4 ohms. So let's say over here, the hypothetically, let's say here the voltage was 0 volts. If it is 0 volt, then at this point, the voltage would be 16 volt. Because 16 into 1, that would be the voltage. Here it would be 4 volts. Because 1 into 4. Over here, the voltage drop would be 4 volt from 0 to this. So the difference is 12 volts. Next, this one says, through an equilateral prism, the angle of deviation is minimum. So this is theory. Refracted ray becomes parallel to the base. That's a correct statement. Angle of incidence and angle of emergence are equal. That is also a correct statement. Both statements are correct. Option 3. Next, an object approaches a convergent lens from the left of the lens with a uniform speed of 5 meters per second and stops at the focus. The image will be what? So we know for a lens, the closer you come, the further the image goes away. That's why at infinite object has an image at focus, and an object at focus has image at infinity. So when you are coming, it's going away, but it will do so with a non-uniform acceleration, because if you go with the velocity of image and velocity of object speed, that is Vi is equal to V square by U square into VO. So if you differentiate that, you will find that's a non-uniform acceleration, depends on the image speed and object speed. Oh sorry, I said non-uniform. Yeah, non-uniform only, I marked incorrect. Moves away at non-uniform. Option 3. Next, Young's double slit experiment, the y coordinates of a central maxima, 10th maxima, central and 10th are 2 centimeter and 5 centimeter. Now there is a refractive index of 1.5, then what would be the y coordinate? Central maxima won't shift, it will stay at 2 centimeters, so it's either option 1 or option 3. Now we know if we put it in a refractive index, the fringe width decreases by the refractive index times. So what was the fringe width? I don't need to even think about the fringe width. I know 10 fringes was basically 3 centimeter. Now that will get reduced to 1/5. So that will now 1/5 of 3 centimeter is 2 centimeter. So I know the 10th fringe will now be formed 2 centimeter from here, from the central fringe. So that would be at 4 centimeter. Next, electric lamp designed for operation in 110 volt AC connected to 220 volt. Choke coil is given 2 Henry for a proper operation. The angular frequency is given. Capacitor is to be used in place, then capacitance should be what? So basically if I'm swapping it out, I want whatever reactance the inductance was giving, the capacitance should also be giving the exact same reactance, which means omega L has to be equal to 1 by omega C. Okay, this was the inductive reactance should be equal to capacitive reactance. Omega value is given to you, L is given to you, you can solve for C. I think you'll get option 4. This says which is true about the Bohr's model. First, orbiting speed of an electron decreases as it shifts to discrete orbits away. That is a correct statement. So option 1 correct is therein this and this. Okay. Next, radii of allowed orbits are proportional to the principal quantum number. No, it is proportional to n square. Okay, r is proportional to n square by z. So 2 is incorrect. Of the two possible options, this has 2 correct, so that can't be, it's option 1. Don't even go to the rest of it. Next, consider this fission. Binding energy is given to you. Now remember, these are binding energy per nucleon. So to find binding energy, you have to multiply this. Like for neon, it is giving 8.03. You have to multiply 8.03 with 20. You have to multiply 7.07 with 4. You have to multiply 7.86 with 12. Then the energy released is basically energy of the products minus energy of the reactants. Q is equal to binding energy of the products minus binding energy of the reactants. If you solve, if Q is positive, energy is released. If Q is negative, energy is absorbed. I think over here, energy has to be supplied. So Q would be negative for you. This says kinetic energy of an electron, alpha particle and a proton are 4k, 2k and k respectively. The de Broglie wavelengths associated would be how much? We know lambda is equal to h root over of 2mk. Now you can plug them in, the kinetic energy is given, and also you know an electron's mass is the least, alpha particles is a lot more, protons is midway between them. So once you plug them in, behave on the basis of that, you can solve, it will come out to be option 4. Next, a nucleus at rest ruptures into two nuclear parts which have their velocities in the ratio 2:1. Ratio of the nuclear radius is how much? You know the momentum has to stay conserved, which means m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. So m1 by m2 is v2 by v1. So if the velocities are in the ratio of 2:1, the masses are in the ratio of 1:2. So volumes are in the ratio of 1:2. So the radius is 1:2 to the power 1 by 3. Correct statement. Next, ratio of kinetic energy after breaking is 2:1. So how do I get to kinetic energy? I know kinetic energy is basically p square by 2m. So kinetic energy, since momentum has to be the same for both the particles, kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass, and mass itself is inversely proportional to velocity. So kinetic energy is directly proportional to velocity here. So this is whatever behavior of velocity same. You might think k is equal to half mv square, it should be proportional to v square. No, because then mass will also be variable. I brought it down to only one variable, then I could put the proportionality. This says for the plane electromagnetic wave given by electric field is given, magnetic field is given, average electric energy density to magnetic energy density. It's theory, we know that is always going to be the same, so the ratio is 1. This one says in the following circuit find I1 and I2. So over here you see this is a forward bias diode, this is a forward bias diode, so they have zero resistance, which means the current goes through here and then it has a zero resistance path. It will completely short out this circuit, this resistance and this resistance. So at the end of the day, the only resistance it will encounter is 2 kilo ohm over 10 volts. So the current is 5 milliamperes, option 4. So that finishes your paper discussion for your GT7. I hope the questions are clear to you. Some questions were a little tricky conceptual and some of them were a little calculation heavy. I skipped the calculations here, explain the concepts. You can try it out the calculations and check for yourself. So we'll keep it till here, students. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this session. Keep giving your GTs. See you all again in the next one.